Esso over there selling gas. Back when I was a kid, Esso was a big name in the U.S., but at one point they got bought out or merged with another company. It became ExxonMobil. They could no longer use the name Esso in the U.S., but in lots of other countries they still can. So here in Andorra, little principality between France and Spain, essentially the equivalent of Genovia. But in Andorra they call it Esso, and that means probably that it's owned by the same company, ExxonMobil, which means if I buy gas there should be some profits going to the company that I'm a shareholder in, ExxonMobil, because I own some of that. The question is, are those profits ever going to get back to me? Because we're in a different country here, and there are rules governing the transfer of that money. That's one of the big issues today, is when companies are no longer just in America. They're no longer an American company. Now they're multinational companies. They can be all over the world. There's a McDonald's I passed along the way here. So what happens? What's the tax rate to the profits made in this country on the profits brought back to the U.S.? That becomes controversial, because it's very tempting, if you're going to lose all your money in the U.S. by bringing it back, to just leave it in these foreign countries. So in many respects, there's not much difference to them. So, and they can grow, and they can prosper, and they can wait until U.S. tax policy allows them to move their profits back to the U.S. much more freely.
It stands for Crédit Agricole. It's one of the it's the eighth largest bank in the world, primarily in France. It's got it doesn't just do banking, although it was originally Agricole as like a farm bank, but it does a lot more. It's into mutual funds and stocks and whatever it is that that banks do these days. It was in the news this week because Crédit Agricole has been buying U.S. bonds, and the reason for that is because they're concerned about the European debt crisis in the euro. Now, by the time you actually see this video, it may not be true. It may be the exact opposite. That's not really the point of this lecture. The point of this lecture is about international financing. Because what happens when a European bank decides that they don't have a lot of confidence in their own investments and they need to go to American investments, what happens is they need dollars to buy those American bonds. And that means there's now a demand for the U.S. dollar from the European countries or European banks. So what happens, actually, is the laws of supply and demand are true for money as well as for other goods. So the Europeans are demanding more dollars, which means that the price of the dollar is in essence going up, which means that they're going to give more euros for each dollar. Now, the exchange rate when the euro first took in effect was about 1-to-1. It was at parity with the dollar. But by 2010 or so, it was $1.40 for 1 euro. And by 2012, it slipped down to 135 and 130, and who knows from there. But the balance is going to continually change. Right now, European debt is so bad that it looks like the Americans are the safest place for an investment. But by the time you watch this video, that could be very different. Who knows? Because it's constantly changing. Which is, now when that happens, by the way, there's a couple of good things. As they demand dollars and the price of the euro goes down relative to the dollar, it makes it cheaper for American tourists to be here in France. But when the euro goes down relative to the dollar, there's always politicians in Europe that are going to brag about that, in the same way that when the reverse happens, the American politicians will brag. What they say is this is going to help exports. So a weaker euro will make it cheaper to buy European goods, and therefore it will make the exports of Europe cheaper relative to American exports. As we've been devaluing our dollar, American presidents have said, in essence, this is good because it'll increase U.S. manufacturing and increase jobs. But that's the equivalent of saying, this is good that your $100,000 house in America will only buy $90,000 worth of house in Europe. How is that good? So you devalue your total portfolio of assets in order to create a job.